Hey everyone, this is J20 and in today's video, I want to talk about the problem that food delivery apps in Enugu and probably Nigeria have. Now on my channel, I've been reviewing some of these food delivery apps and I think I have a lot to say about them. Because some of these food delivery apps are... Now don't get me wrong, these food delivery apps, they do function as they should, but they have lots of problems that I want to talk about in this video. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Now the first problem with these food delivery apps that I personally have noticed is based on the menu. Now for the menu, it's either that not everything on that menu is listed there that a restaurant or vendor is selling, or that the prices may not even be correct. Now for me, I've actually been a victim of incorrect pricing. Now let me share my experience. So this happened on Valentine's Day. So I used one of these food delivery apps in Enugu called the Soji app and I ordered some food. So the thing is this, when the delivery driver went to the restaurant where I had ordered my food, he now told me that the price that I paid was not correct and that I should pay extra. The delivery driver basically was unprofessional and he told me that I should be the one to contact the company about this price change. I was like, what? I was like, see, just pay for the thing and then come to my location and I'll pay you in full. And then the thing is that the guy doesn't even come out, he doesn't even buy anything, he just leaves. Like, can you just imagine? Another problem that these apps have are that delivery times on these apps do not matter. Now, on these apps, they can tell you, oh, it will come in 30 minutes, it will come in 40 minutes, it will come in 1 hour, but then you end up seeing yourself waiting longer than the time that they list on the app. Another problem with these apps is that there is no review system. Like, for example, if you order something, you can't leave a review within the app. Like, it's not that you order something like rice and you can't leave like a 5-star review or a 1-star review or 2-star review, 3-star, whatever. You can't leave that on these apps, which is something that I feel should be added. Like, even like to rate your experience with the app within the app, like there's no way of actually doing that. Another problem that these food delivery apps have is that a lot of them are straight up glitchy and buggy and may not even have a lot of features. Like, they're so basic, to be honest with you. So there was this food delivery app that I actually wanted to review last year called Dado Food, which is a food delivery app based in Enugu. So then as I tried to use this app literally wasn't working at all. Like, the app was so slow, it was glitchy, like it was so stressful. I tried to place an order, but it was literally impossible because the app kept crashing, the app kept on come on. Another problem with these apps are lack of communication. Now this is something that I feel is important for an app. Like, let me use something like Jumia Food and Oma Kitchen as an example. So one time I tried placing an order on Jumia Food for Chicken Republic for me and my siblings, and then what happened was that the driver kept on canceling the order every single time. I think that on the app, drivers can cancel their order without any reason, like without giving you the reason as to why they canceled the order. Now let me give you my experience with the Oma Kitchen app. It's a food delivery app in Enugu. So this also happened during Valentine's Day. So I had ordered some rice and ufaku, and then the thing was meant to come by 6, but it didn't come that day at all. I tried calling the customer service, they weren't picking their phones up until like 9 p.m. in the night. They now told me that, oh, that when I had placed my order that they had run out of rice, like, and they couldn't communicate this thing at all. And things like that service, they don't like to give refunds when they're wrong, when they can't fulfill their order. They don't like to give out refunds, which is really stupid in my opinion. And I feel it's also breaking the law by not being able to give you a refund. However, what they do is that if they can't give you a refund, what they'll do is that the next day they'll send you the food. So then they sent the food, but however, they went and sent the thing to a wrong location, and it took so much time before I could get my food that day. Like, when on the app, like, it should be on the record where I set as my address, and they now put it as somewhere else. Like, come on. It's lack of communication in my opinion, and I think they really need to do something about that. Another issue with these food delivery apps is that ordering from WhatsApp is a much better deal than ordering using a food delivery app in my opinion. Now why is this so? It's simple. Remember earlier when I said that the menu is the problem, where the prices are either incorrect or that not every menu item is served within the app. However, if you should use WhatsApp to contact that food vendor and order straight from them, you will get the correct prices and you will get better communication as well. Or if you should use like a dispatch rider who may work with that service, you also get like the same thing. And finally, the last problem I want to highlight about these food delivery apps is that none of them have tracking, like real-time tracking. Now, for me personally, tracking is a very crucial feature that should be on every food delivery app. I actually made a video about it on Instagram, which you can watch in the description of this video. So after I made that video on Instagram, my friend actually saw that video and she reached out to me and said that she could relate to it. So basically, her and her friend, they had placed an order on one of these food delivery apps, and keep in mind that they placed this order by 9 a.m. in the morning, but however the food came by 5 p.m. Now the question being, where was the delivery driver? Why was this thing coming late? Like, what was going on? Why would it take 8 hours before the food would come to them? Like, what is going on? So let me go back to the Soji app incident that happened during Valentine's Day. So as I said, I called the driver and I told the driver that, okay, let him come and I'll send him the extra money for the order. He says, okay. The driver does not do this thing. He basically doesn't pick any of my calls. I was able to reach out to the customer service of the Soji app. They tried reaching out to the driver, who is not picking his calls at all. He didn't pick his calls up that whole night. He didn't. Like, he kept on ignoring their calls. Until the morning, he came to work and then he got that he couldn't do the order. They started making stupid excuses. Like, what is that? Now, if there was tracking in these apps, they'll be able to see where this guy is in real time. Even what happened with my friend, if there was tracking, they would be able to know what is going on with their order in real time. Now let me play the role of a consultant. Now if I were a consultant for any of these food delivery apps, here is what I would suggest that they do so that way their service would be better. The first thing that I will suggest that they do is that they should be able to hire better developers so that they can design and make a more functional app. Now for a lot of these food delivery apps, I'm sorry, but like the designs and functionalities are so basic, to be very honest with you. And I feel as if having a better design plus better functionality would make the app much more appealing in my opinion. Now I know a developer, a good one who will actually put all these features in, could be expensive, but still it's better for you to invest in one so that in the long run you'll be like, oh okay, this is actually helping you like in the long run. Now you can either outsource a developer locally in Nigeria or even pay ones remotely, like using services like Fiverr, Upwork, and other freelancing services. Like that's what I feel they should do. In fact, they can even make use of no-code tools like Folderflow, Tether, Figma, and so on to actually create a no-code app. Like they can create an app without using coding, like to create a food delivery app, and then it will have all the features that they need. They can embed codes and APIs so that way it can bring out more functionality in these apps. Now here's the second thing that I would suggest that they do. Now for these food delivery apps, one thing that they should do is this. Immediately that you place your order, what should happen is that they should be able to release the contact of the delivery driver immediately that order is placed. Because tell me why for any food delivery app that when I place my order, I have to wait for the driver to call me after how many hours? Another thing that I'll suggest that they add in their app is that they should add a better form of communication. Now, for example, if they cannot fulfill an order for a certain reason or the other, you should be able to put that exact reason on the app as a notification or an email or something like that. And then they cannot ask you what can be done about your order or stuff like that. And they can even call you and tell you, okay, this order couldn't come because of this reason. That do you want a refund or do you want the order to come the next day? And then you can now talk it over. Something like that would make so much sense and it would be much more, reasonable in my opinion. Another feature that should be added on these apps is a review system. We should have a system on these apps where once you get your order and your order is completed, you can leave a review on the order and your overall experience using the service. Like for example, like your driver, now you can rate the driver, how long it took and so on. You can rate the restaurant, you can rate the food items in the restaurant individually. Like that's something that I feel should be added in these apps. And finally, they should add a tracking system. Now the tracking system should have some real-time tracking where you can show the status of your order, what's going on with your order, and where the driver's location is in real time to your own location. Now for me, tracking is something that I said is very crucial and important to an app, and it benefits all the parties involved, which are the customers, the delivery drivers, and the business people who own the apps. It benefits the customer because the customer can know where their food is in real time. And it benefits the driver because the driver can easily tell the location of the customer without having to always call them. And it benefits you as the business owner because as a business owner, you can see what is going on in real time with your food. I mean like the food that someone had ordered. You can see what's going on in real time. You can see where your drivers are. You can just check the progress of everything. Oh, and one last message for the business owners. Please, can you hire people who are going to properly represent your brand, like from customer service and drivers and so on. Now, I've heard stories about, customer service agents being rude and delivery drivers also not doing the job right. So please hire people who are actually going to represent your brand properly. I know that things in this country, they're not easy at all, but still, because these people represent you, and if these people should just slip up, then it will affect you and your business, and it's not good at all as a business owner. So that's what I'm pleading with you business owners. Please hire people who are actually going to help this service to even be better, because even if you have a good app, maybe now the customer service may not be good. So please try to have these people at hand, try to do your best and help everyone, so that this app can become much better. But anyway, that's all for today's video. If you have anything else to add, just comment below, and I hope I see you guys next time. Peace out.